Prologue. The car salesman looked down his long nose at me, gaze flickering contemptuously over my modest attire, and inquired tersely, "What do you want?" I gestured at the magnificent Rolls-Royce silver seraph seductively displayed on a ramp to his left. "I want to see this car," I replied. He sneered and said derisively, "This car is not for viewing. It is for sale, and it is very, very expensive." The salesman, possibly of Levantine ethnicity, had taken exception to my Indian identity and apparent lack of resources. In Dubai, nothing speaks louder than the dirham, and in 2001, Indian expatriates in the Gulf were not regarded as a prosperous community. As far as he was concerned, I was riffraff, sullying the hallowed ground of the Rolls-Royce showroom. Had he known that I could have gold-plated his Rolls-Royce, he would doubtless have rolled out the red carpet. But having jumped to the conclusion that I was just another hick who had wandered into gawk at a luxury car, he pointed peremptorily to the neighboring showroom, which was devoted to Mitsubishi automobiles, saying, "You want car? You go there." Then he turned away as if I were unworthy of notice. I felt a stirring of rage, as much on my own behalf as that of my countrymen, who in those days tended to suffer disrespect more often than not. My unassuming demeanour had led the salesman to believe he could get away with cheeky behaviour. My presence in the showroom was incidental. I had dropped in at Al Habtoor Motors to meet my friend Ashraf, who was Mitsubishi's regional sales head. They were dealers for Rolls-Royce as well. Ashraf had stepped out of his office, and while waiting for him, I spotted the silver seraph in the adjacent showroom and walked over to get a closer look at it. That's when the salesman accosted me and made me the object of his gratuitous discourtesy. At that moment, Ashraf and the company's chief financial officer walked in. As soon as we had exchanged greetings, I announced that I was going to buy the Rolls-Royce. Suddenly, I was the object of the entire showroom's attention. "That car?" one of them asked, pointing at the ramp. "Yes," I said firmly. "But that's only for display. If you place an order, we will get you a new car." "No, I want this one." I was well aware that purchasing a display piece was unheard of because Rolls-Royce required prior booking. But I dug in my heels. "This is the one I want, and I want it now." A stunned silence followed. They realized that I was dead serious. Then the paperwork commenced. I paid on the spot and returned to the office with my prize. Now came the 1,000,000 dirham question. What was I to do with it? I had acted on impulse. My decision to buy the car had been purely emotional, but now the rational part of my brain kicked in. I had an epiphany. In a single stroke, I could turn the whole incident to my advantage and send Rolls-Royce a salutary message at the same time. Sales promotions often involved automobiles. Customers love freebies, and offering up middle-range cars and lucky draws was a cost-effective way of boosting sales. Our advertisement announced that a customer who purchased 500 dirhams worth of jewellery would be entitled to a raffle coupon and would get a chance to win, hold your breath, a Rolls-Royce. Designed by the prominent ad agency Madco Gulf, it featured a tower of gold bangles topped by the trademark Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament. Below it was a picture of the silver seraph itself, a symphony of sensuous lines, gleaming exterior, and chrome trim, with a number plate proclaiming RR1. The ad invited customers to win the world's #1 car from the world's #1 22-carat jeweller. The impact was beyond what I had imagined. The city was agog. Never had a top-end luxury car been given away by a retailer. It became a talking point, and customers streamed in. Some bought jewellery, others just wanted to buy a coupon. All at once, the Alukkas jewellery brand had been catapulted to another level. The subliminal association between Alukkas and a high-end luxury automobile brand boosted our standing. It was a win-win. I had made my point, and Alukkas had marked its presence in the United Arab Emirates with a bang. Thereafter, Rolls-Royce decided that their cars would no longer figure in raffle promotions. Even the Dubai Airport duty-free retail, which featured Rolls-Royce cars in its promotional campaigns, was asked not to do so. For me, the episode was a vindication. I had spent too many years as a family underdog to lightly accept intimidation in any shape or form.